In the last class, we referred by discussing elaboratively under the registration chapter, section 2, subsection 1 of the CGST, which talks about threshold limit for registration. What is the threshold limit for registration? For few states, 10 lakhs. For few states where supplier of goods, supplier of services are both 20 lakhs, or only supply of services 20 lakhs. For few states where supply of goods alone supplied as a taxable goods, the threshold limit is 40 lakhs. And in that state, for few products, it remains 20 lakhs, if not 10 lakhs. Like that, we understood in the last class, my dear friends, in this regard. Now I am presenting in front of you. Furthermore, section 22, we have subsection 2, subsection 3, subsection 4. There are 4 subsections we have, where registration is required based on criteria. Section 22, subsection 1, threshold limit, turnover is a criteria. Now I am referring furthermore this series. If you refer here, section 22, subsection 2 of CGST, which talks about registration effective from 1st of July 2027 2017 onwards. 2017 onwards. It means from the day 1 of the appointed day, the registration is mandatory. For whom it is? Explaining in the following manner as follows, my dear friends. For kind consideration, in a simplified manner, I am presenting now here as follows. If you look here, those registered persons who already got registered prior to introduction of the GST law, namely registered persons under the central excise, registered person under the service tax law, under the VAT law, like that, already got registered under the indirect tax laws prior to the date of introduction of the GST in India. Those registered persons, for them, irrespective of their turnover, they should compulsorily migrate into the GST by obtaining registration. For them, that time GST Council said, we are considering you people as provisionally registered, meaning thereby already have central excise code, already have service tax code, already have the VAT registration. If that is the case, for you GST is automatic registration. You need not want to apply for the want of registration by making application for the want of registration, not required. Automatically you migrating to GST law, irrespective of your turnover. Like that, the taxpayers got migrated into the GST law. All of those earlier GST regime taxpayers, registered persons, automatically become registered person in GST law from 1st July 2027 onwards. This provision, section 22, subsection 2 speaks to migrate into the GST as compulsorily, and for them, certificate of registration form GST REG 06 not issued. Provisional certificate has been issued, that itself is a certificate of registrations for those assessees. Further, my dear friends, referring to you here, section 22, subsection 3. Transfer of going concern. What do you mean? This transfer of going concern. Already I told you sometimes before, if you remember schedule 2 of the CGST. Under that, serial number 4, in that sub point 3, going concern is going to wind up The assets of the organization is supply of goods liable for GST. How and all I will refer to you under this particular registration chapter under the cancellation of registration. There I will refer. No, sir. One company, its going concern is going to be continue with another person name, sir. In that case, it is supply of services, which is exempted supply of services. Therefore, in the given case, a case where a registered person under the GST, he ceases to exist, he may be want to retire permanently from the business, or he want to hand over his business to his beloved, maybe to son or daughter on account of succession. In that case, the newcomer is going to take over the business of the predecessor. In such case, the predecessor business going concern going to continue in the name of his successor. In that case, it is supply of services, exempted supply of services. But the newcomer who acquired the business of the predecessor compulsorily should get registered under GST law within 30 days from the date of succession. Why? The predecessor already is an existing registered taxpayer. That is the reason the successor for whom registration is made mandatory under section 22 subsection 3, my dear friends. Here what is mentioned here, 22 should come here. The 2 is missing, that's why I am updating here. Section 22 subsection 3, where his son want to acquire the business of his father. Mr. X is a registered person under GST. Mr. Y is a son of Mr. X, taken over the business of Mr. X on account of succession. In that case, Mr. Y should register on the GST compulsory? Yes. From the date of succession, hey Mr. Newcomer, you have to go for want of registration irrespective of your turnover. Further, my dear friends, on account of amalgamation, on account of demerger, if the new company has been established, the new company must be get registered compulsorily from the date of incorporation within 30 days, because this particular, in the case of amalgamation, in the case of what we can call demerger, in all these cases the new company is acquiring the business of the earlier company which is already got registered. Therefore, the new company registration also mandatory. In the given example, if you refer, my dear friends, section 22 subsection 4 of the CGST I am referring here, Ram Limited registered person, Rahim Limited registered person, Robert Limited also be registered person. These 3 are merging into one basket in the name of amalgamation. Amalgamating companies joined together and forming a new company called Amalgamated Company, RRR Limited, which is a transferee company, a new company. Now, the Ram Limited, Rahim Limited, Robert Limited, since already registered persons, they are merging together to form a new company, RRR Limited. In that case, such RRR Limited, for them registration is mandatory under GST as referred under section 22 subsection 4 of the CGST is this. And what is the time limit to go for registration? Within 30 days. From which date? From the date of incorporation. Not required to wait for the from the date of obtaining certificate of incorporation. Certificate mean to say that the certificate of commencement of business not required. It is sufficient to obtain certificate of incorporation. From the date of certificate of incorporation, from that date within 30 days you have to go for registration. Not required to wait till the date of obtaining certificate of commencement of business. Certificate of commencement of business will be issued after the certificate of incorporation. Their liability to registered arises within 30 days from the date of certificate of incorporation, not from the date of certificate of commencement of business. So, is the way in which we have section 22 subsection 1 threshold limit for criteria as a criteria to go for registration. Section 22 subsection 2 migrated assessees from the old regime to the new regime of GST. Section 22 subsection 3 on account of succession going concern going to continue. In the case of section 22 section 4, it talks about amalgamation or demerger. In such cases, registration is compulsory. Now I am referring to you for a kind consideration section 23 series of the CGST, where registration not required at all. Where registration is not required at all. What are those companies? What are those type of taxpayer? What are those type of persons? Registration not at all required. Persons are not liable for registration. We have section 23 here. Two subsections. Section 23 subsection 1 clause A, section 23 subsection 1 clause B, followed by section 23 subsection 2. If you refer section 23 subsection 1 clause A, wholly exempt from tax. My supply wholly exempt from tax. That means I am not liable to pay tax at all because my supply are exempt supply. What type of supply of goods I am supplying? For example, I am supplying here having a particular shop, only I am selling slate pencils. Slate pencils, nil rate of GST. Nothing else I am selling from my shop. Only these exempted supplies. Exempted supply only I am supplying. Question of payment of the GST does not arise. Therefore, having registration no use. Resulting that section 23 subsection 1 clause A says such a person who supplies wholly exempted supplies exempted from the payment from the registration, not liable for registration. Section 23 subsection 1 clause A, a person dealt with wholly exempted supplies also free from GST registration. Further, section 23 subsection 1 clause B, which says that an agriculturalist dealing with the agriculture produce, important, just because of agriculturalist not free from GST registration. An agriculturalist who should be using his profession of cultivation on land and produce agricultural produce. Such agriculturalist producing agricultural production and which is absolutely not taxable, resulting that such an agriculturalist free from registration because he is not at all liable to pay GST, therefore not required to go for registration. Then the third category, section 23 subsection 2, which talks about GST council will decide. Hey, Mr. Rafi, are you running Rafi Academy? Yes, sir. I am running Rafi Academy, sir. Commercial training and coaching for to the budding chartered accountants, cost accountants, company secretaries, sir. Then for you, registration not required. Go. If like that, GST council said Rafi Academy free from GST registration, they will say they are never going to say. There is a provision supremo nature in the hands of the GST council. If the need arises with the best interest of the revenue, namely with the best interest of the public at large, they may decide to whom registration is not required. That is a power in the hands of GST council, the supreme power. Have they said so far anything like that? So far GST council not said to any person, hey, you are not liable for registration. Didn't say. If they say, I will bring to a notice. Further, my dear friends, referring to here simplified manner, a casual, I mean to say the what we can call compulsory registration category. Compulsory registration. for whom compulsory registration. That means what I referred section 22, based on the criteria they go for registration, they are liable for registration. Section 23 not liable for registration. Section 24 of the CGST talks about irrespective of the turnover. If you come across in this category, for you registration is mandatory. How to understand this? We have section 24, so many clauses, up to 12 classes we have. Section 24, class 1, class 2, class 3, like that we have almost all 12 classes here. For whom registration is compulsory, irrespective of their turnover. Turnover not relevant. Compulsory registration. Who are they? How to understand them? Presenting in front of you one by one. First and foremost, class 1. Person making interstate taxable supply applicable only for goods. That means to say that in the given case, my dear, compulsory registration under section 24 clause 1 is for a manufacturer who is located Mumbai, Maharashtra, supplying, producing taxable goods. Sir, estimated turnover is only 2 lakhs, sir, but now they got occasion to supply the goods at interstate level for 1 lakh rupee worth of the goods. They supply taxable goods to Limited Hyderabad, Telangana. Now, X Limited so far turnover 2 lakhs. Are they required for registration? No. But now, for the first time in the lifetime of X Limited, they are going to make interstate outward taxable supply of goods. If so, such supply of goods even for 1 rupee, then X Limited falls under section 24 clause 1, liable for compulsory registration under the GST, irrespective of turnover of X Limited. X Limited should go for registration, mandatory registration. It is applicable to whom? Only to service provider, only to a supplier of the goods, but not applicable to service provider. For a service provider, it is not applicable. For a service provider who supplied the interstate outward taxable supply of services, no problem. He will go for registration only when his aggregate turnover exceeded the threshold limit for registration. Section 24 clause 1 applicable interstate outward supply of goods. The taxable nature, registration compulsory to such supplier irrespective of the turnover. For a service provider, presenting here, look my dear friends, for a service provider, if you refer here one example, that will be more crystal clear to you. X and company which is located in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, supplier of what? Supplier of taxable services. To whom they are provided? To X Limited, which is located as a unit of SEZ in Special Economic Zone, MEPS, Madras Export Processing Zone. That means a unit of SEZ supply the goods or services to unit of SEZ irrespective of the location of the SEZ. It is interstate supply. It is interstate supply. Now, in the given case, X and company from Chennai supplied services to X Limited, a unit of SEZ, supply of services. interstate supply of services. It is interstate supply of services as referred under section 7 section 5 clause B of IGST. This point at the time of place of supply have been referred, elaborated, already referred under the chapter place of supply. Such interstate supply of services exempted from GST registration, provided the aggregate turnover of X&, company, namely supplier of service, does not exceeded the threshold limit for registration. Unlike supplier of the goods, earlier case I referred, in the given case what happened? Supply of goods. Interstate supply of taxable goods, registration mandatory for a supplier. Whereas in the case of supply of services of interstate nature, no problem, registration becomes mandatory only when the aggregate turnover of a supplier of services exceeded the threshold limit for registration. In the given case of Tamil Nadu, for a service provider, threshold limit for registration is 20 lakhs. If 20 lakhs exceeded, then only go for registration. Otherwise, just because of interstate taxable supply of services, registration is not made mandatory to a service provider. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Any doubt in the given case?
No, sir, no doubts.
Fine. Excellent. Referring further. Casual taxable person making taxable supplies. Important. He should be a casual taxable person. He should be supply. What type of supply? He should be supply taxable supply of goods, taxable supply of services, as the case may be. Then who is a casual taxable person? I will refer to you now a little bit elaboratively about the casual taxable person need arises, because I have touched upon the casual taxable person when I already referred to you composition scheme as referred under section 10 of the CGST, where I referred to you by discussing, my dear friends, a casual taxable person, a non-resident taxable person, they are not eligible for composition scheme irrespective of the turnover, because they are disqualified from this composition scheme. Like that I referred to you, and that time I told you I am going to be referred to you the casual taxable person elaboratively when I am going to take up the registration chapter. Now is the need arises to refer the casual taxable person concept. Referring to you here, who is a casual taxable person? Why for him registration is made mandatory? Now look here, madam. A person is basically belongs to Maharashtra. SRK, Mr. SRK is belongs to Mumbai, Maharashtra. He is providing taxable output supply of services. Am I right or not? He is providing what? Taxable output supply of services. He is an actor, film acting, remuneration absolutely taxable, not exempted. Even 10,000 rupees he received taxable, or even if he received 10 crores also be taxable. Now, Mr. SRK being a taxable supplier of services, taxable services supplier located in Mumbai, Maharashtra. He came to Chennai, Tamil Nadu, for providing his taxable output supply of services on temporary basis. He is not going to stay in Chennai permanently because his residence in Mumbai. His family is in Mumbai. He will go back. He came to Chennai only to provide taxable supply of services couple of days for on temporary basis. In that case, Mr. SRK, who belongs to state of Maharashtra, coming to state of Tamil Nadu, in the state of Tamil Nadu, Mr. SRK is called as casual taxable person. Casual taxable person. For such casual taxable person in the state of Tamil Nadu, registration is mandatory. Absolutely, you have to register irrespective of your turnover. You have to be registered in the state of Tamil Nadu. Sir, I am already having registration in the state of Maharashtra under the GST. Keep with you safely. As a casual taxable person in the state of Tamil Nadu, you should register. Compulsorily register. While registering, he should apply application for registration form GST REG01 only, normal application for registration. In that one of the column casual taxable person, you have to select that particular box casual taxable. In part B of GST REG01, there is a column, you have to appropriate column, you have to select it as a casual taxable. Now he should also mandatorily pay advance tax under the GST law. Mr. SRK, in the state of Tamil Nadu, being a casual taxable person, should compulsory registered for registration. He should pay advance tax under GST law. What do you mean by advance tax here you are talking, sir? Clarification given by CBSE, which I am representing. How many days you are approximately going to be provide your taxable supply of services in the state of Tamil Nadu? Sir, around 27 days I am going to stay, sir. Okay. What type of service you are providing? Sir, acting that and this, sir. Very good. What would be your estimated inflow of your remuneration or your consideration? Sir, around it is 10 crores, sir. 10 crores. Very good. Your supply of services 18% GST. On 10 crores, 18% GST. Namely, 1.8 crore. You have to pay the GST as an advance tax. Sir, 10 crores I am estimating, sir. I am also saying estimated tax liability only. Then SRK asked intelligently, hey mister, you asked me to pay advance tax 1.8 crore because my estimated inflow of consideration 10 crore and 10 crores 18%, you rightly calculated 1.8 crore, you asked me to pay the GST. Wait, I have a doubt. When I am providing my taxable output supply of services in the state of Tamil Nadu as a casual taxable person, I too received, may going to receive some of the input services. I am going to receive some input services in the state of Tamil Nadu. My office phone never ring, but ringing at the peak period of time. See, now listen, please come back. Mr. SRK asking doubt. I too have expected inward supply of goods or services to provide my output supply of services. There is eligible credit is there. Can I reduce that estimated eligible credit from the estimated tax liability? CBSE said, absolutely, you are perfectly correct. What we are going to pay, asking you to pay advance tax is not a gross liability, net tax liability, meaning thereby estimated tax liability less estimated input tax credit, balance will be net estimated tax liability, that alone you pay as an advance tax. So SRK said, by calculating his input supply of services altogether, he said, sir, I have with me 40 lakhs of credit, sir. Very good. Estimated output tax liability 1 crore 80 lakhs. less estimated input tax credit 40 lakhs, balance 1 crore 40 lakhs you have to pay as an advance tax. When should pay advance tax? In advance means prior to 5 days of commencement of your business in Tamil Nadu. Prior to 5 days from the date of commencement of the business in Tamil Nadu, as a casual taxable person, you have to pay the tax 1 crore 40 lakhs as advance tax prior to 5 days of the commencement of your business. Then he obtained the registration as a casual taxable person. For obtaining such casual taxable person registration, his turnover limit is immaterial. Compulsorily should registered under section 24 clause 2. How long his registration is valid in the state of Tamil Nadu as casual taxable person? Law of the land here says, for the period for which he is sought for registration, or 90 days from the date of registration, among the two, whichever is earlier, within which period his registration is valid, after that automatically will expire. Sir, he asked for the want of registration 27 days. 27 days or 90 days from the date of registration, which is earlier? 27 days. Therefore, in that case, within 27 days, his registration will get expired. Means soon after 27 days, his registration will get expired. Sir, furthermore want to extend this casual taxable person registration, sir, because 27 days in between there are so many cancellation of the programs. Therefore, I want to extend the time period, sir. Yes, you are allowed to extend once only. Further 90 days time period, or the period for which you sought further, whichever is earlier, within which period registration will be valid. For the extension period of your casual taxable person registration, you bound to pay furthermore advance tax. If there is, see, 27 days you estimated this much. Furthermore, you are going to stay in Tamil Nadu as a casual taxable person to provide your taxable supply of services. In that case, furthermore estimated liability furthermore estimated liability less furthermore estimated input tax credit, net estimated liability you have to pay prior to 5 days from the extension period of a period as advance tax. And that extension period of time will valid for further 90 days or further you sought for registration number of days among the two, whichever is earlier, within which it is valid. That means to say that for a maximum period of 108, I mean to say 90 plus 90, 180 days, for a maximum period of 180 days only, you are called as a casual taxable person. Beyond 180 days, you want to furthermore stay in Tamil Nadu to provide your supply of taxable services, you cannot be get extension. Time period cannot be extended beyond 180 days. Only once only can be extended. Beyond that period, not possible to extend. In that case, you have to apply for the want of normal registration in the state of Tamil Nadu. Sir, for want of normal registration, I have to have place of business. No, sir. I am not having the address proof in Tamil Nadu, sir. No problem, Mr. SRK. Where you are carrying your taxable supply of services, sir, in a particular auditorium, sir. Is it so? Where we are providing our supply of services, sir. Shooting is going on, sir. In that case, that auditorium allotted to you people to carry out your profession, that allotment letter is sufficient as your place of business. You can submit along with the form GST RAG01 to obtain normal registration. In that case, no need to pay any advance tax. Once your entire work is completed, then apply for cancellation of registration in the state of Tamil Nadu. You will be automatically cancelled registration under the Tamil Nadu state, because registration with GST is state-wise registration. This is what the casual taxable person concept under the GST law, and registration for him mandatory. Got the clarity, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.